Hey, this is another quick speed shop. Check it out. We got not one, but two small block Chevys here. I got the 400. I pulled it out of the yellow 37 Buick, and I got the Blueprint 350. We're going to start getting that ready to go in. How was the engine pull? Was it a mess? Did I wreck everything? I don't know. You're going to have to stay tuned in the video. It's a mess-ish, but it's laying there, so it must have got out somehow. And the car's still relatively intact. So let's start wrenching and pulling this 400 small block out of this yellow 37 Buick. All right, bam, guys, we're here. Part one of the engine swap on my dad's 1937 Buick. And first of all, the first thing we're going to do before we do anything else is take the hood off because it's in the way. Now, backstory on these cars, these had a 4-piece hood originally, and there's side curtains that would have gone here that would have had a handle and would have latched and be attached here. My dad took them off, and he actually never painted them with the car. There was like a pot metal covered louver system in it to let air out of the engine bay, and he filled them in with sheet metal, and he was going to louver them like this, and he never got around to it. So I have those in primer, but they're not on the car, and they've never been painted with the car. So right now the hinge just ends here, and you would lift it up and fold the hood into a 4-way thing, but right now we just got the top. And what needs to happen is the first step is to remove the hood from the car. It's got a slide piece that holds the two halves together, but it bolts to the nose and it bolts through the cowl, and then the whole hood can come off. The whole top section can come off in one piece there. And then we're going to take these support rods to the nose out, and that should give me enough room just to pluck the engine right straight out of the car. I just got to unhook the bungee cords, which hold that in place. And eventually I might straighten out the hood sides or louver them or do something and put them on, but it's going to be hard to paint match them now to the car because the car's been painted like almost 20 years. Oops. And I don't think I have any extra paint. I might have some paint, actually. I should look. It's a PPG School Bus Yellow or National Chrome Yellow. But there we go there. Let's see, where is the bolt for this side? It's just a little nut, little 5/16 nut there. And I'm probably going to have to get under the dash, I think, to get the other one off, unless it slides out, maybe. I was around. My dad built this all when I was a teenager and stuff. I helped him work on it, and I have a lot of the build pictures. And the body shop that painted it, I worked as a part-time helper in high school. I think I'd gone to college by the time it was painted. I think 2001 or something like that it got painted. Or no, earlier than that, I'm sorry. 98 or 99 it got painted, something like that. Ooh, stainless steel. So that will be the front bolt. Okay. Does it slide out? Uh-oh. Does it? Oh. Does it slide out of that? No. Okay, I gotta set that back down. What is sliding is the hood's trying to slide off the center piece. This has got a bunch of chips in the paint from all this. Okay, I got the two nuts off here, and I've put a little masking tape on the edges here to try to keep from scratching the paint because it's very easy to do. And I think I can clamshell the hood open both ways like this. Yeah. Oh no, that was not good. Do something like that. The hood wants to slide on the center hinge a lot. That wasn't good. Set that guy down. Oh boy, what did I scratch? So that came right out of that piece. This one, there's duct tape on them. I don't know why. That guy back there. You might have to slide the two hood sides together, put that piece on loose and tighten it up. Man, it chipped. I didn't like that at all. Yep, let's slide this guy right out of here. Oh boy. Why is it suddenly tight? Oh. Okay. Nice. Okay. Woo. Got it. Can I set this where it won't get destroyed? All right. I didn't like that at all. Okay, looks like you. But when you put it, you're not going to be able to slide the hood together that way. Well, let's take it apart now, just to have it apart. You're looking at the engine. These rods unscrew here and unbolt there. I probably should mark them left and right with some tape. Probably doesn't matter, they're probably the same, but the adjustments could be different. You don't want to yeah, they are adjusted differently to make the hood fit square. I'm going to leave the back nut where it is and just take the front nut off. That way they can go right back in place. The nose should be fine. Taking these off, the fenders are bolted to the nose, which bolts to the cross member, so it's not really going to go anywhere. I'm just going to do this so I can see which one is which. This will be the left-hand side. L, and actually it's the one with the hood prop on it, so we'll know that anyways. And this bar across the center, I'm going to mark this just L as well, just so it probably doesn't matter, but we'll put it back together the same way. L, boom. It's got a couple of spacers, setting some stainless steel hardware. There we go. But you can see once we get these rods out of the way, it's going to give me unfettered access to the engine compartment. Okay, it's the next day here. I've started to disassemble stuff on the engine. The radiator doesn't have a drain. It's just got a 3/8 pipe plug in it. So I've got that cracked as much as I can crack it without it blowing out there. So the radiator is slowly draining. We're going to pull the fan and the radiator out together. I noticed this car also, at some point, my dad added an oil cooler up here under the front, which is run by hoses. It's got a bypass by the oil filter and goes and cools the oil. I'm going to remove that because it looks like the hoses are from 2004. And so they're 20 years old. And if they rupture, I don't have any oil hose. And if they rupture, you would immediately lose all the oil pressure of the engine and pump the thing dry in 2 seconds. So we're going to get rid of that. It's not going to, I've never ever had to run an oil cooler on anything. Maybe he did it because this engine runs warm in this truck, or in this car, I mean. But when we put it in the C10, maybe I'll get new hoses. I'm not sure. But for now, when we put the 350 in here, we're not going to have an oil cooler anymore. So I'm going to get rid of that. But I'm slowly disassembling stuff. Oops, hold on, the TV. Slowly draining. I've been disconnecting things. I pulled the plug wires off, and I think I'm going to pull the exhaust manifolds off just to make it easier to get the engine out around the steering and stuff. I think I can leave all the accessories on the front and take them all out with the engine, because once the radiator's out of the way, they're not going to be in the way. But for now, let's I think I just unbolt the throttle linkage and leave all this hooked up. It's got a Locar throttle cable. It's got the kick down for the Turbo 350. We can leave all that just free hanging back here on the firewall. The wires, let's see, the one wire was the tach drive and the wire for the oil pressure sending unit. Take that off, unloom that around here. We got a temperature sender here, which will have to be transplanted to the new engine. And this is the fan control switch to turn the fan on. There's the fan relay over there on the block. I'll have to unhook that. And then we'll unhook the heater hoses, But right now, let's take the carburetor off. My dad used braided AN fittings to hook up the fuel pump, which I think we can let the fuel pump ride too. We'll disconnect the fuel hose here, right from the fuel line, and then I'm going to leave all this. This must, un-AN from there, which looks like it might have been rubbing on something. I don't know where this, he must have bought an AN kit. But here we get, see how old this build is? You got a bunch of dry rot and a bunch of vacuum fittings and stuff. This engine's been in this car since like 1995, so about 30 years, and it's only had whatever maintenance it needed. So some of these hoses are original to when it was put together, probably. I don't know if there's a date on this. Ooh, this guy is sucked right down to nothing. The PCV hose is collapsed. Oh, and it's loose. Look at that. There's a vacuum leak. Alright, I think we're ready to pull the radiator out. This side was really hard to get the hardware off because of the expansion tank. But I think I've got it. Unhooked the electric for the electric fan. So I think this guy should come off the studs. And, oh, what's happening? Oh boy, this expansion tank, my dad added and bolted it on weird bracketry that is, what's that bolted to? Fighting me the whole way. This has been a nightmare. I had to turn the camera off because it was getting out of control, frustration-wise. We're going to re-engineer this upon reinstallation because this is absolutely nonsense. And I'm not going to put up with it. Which way size nut is that? Come on. I don't understand. I thought it was bolted to the aluminum. Oh man, what the heck? Just heard some hardware go flying. Great. This whole thing's a nightmare. Oh, there we go. Oh. Yes. Got him. Oh boy. That was fun. Now what's going on here? Oh, we got some studs. See this aluminum angle iron that he spaced out with and some pressure treated lumber. That's great, but man, that gives us a heck of a hole now. Where did the lumber go? It's stuck. Oh, I see. Oh, custom little action. Yeah, we're definitely going to redesign that expansion tube because it's almost impossible to get the hardware off the passenger side. So now, that gives me a ton of room for activities. Yes, see all this space here. We should, no problem, be able to pick the engine up, pull it ahead, and freaking rip it right out of here. No problem. Here's the oil cooler. I'm going to probably disconnect the lines here at the cooler so I can drain any oil out of that. Man, that thing's massive. Drain any oil out of that cooler and loop the lines together, or zip tie the lines up here so oil doesn't come out of them. I need to take the belts off. I was going to leave all the accessories intact, but I just got thinking the power steering pump here, if you take the lines off, then it empties the power steering pump. But the lines, the engine used to sit, when this is a 75 Firebird front subframe, and because this front of this car is so long, the engine used to sit way up here and the steering box is way up here in the nose and actually bubbles in behind the license plate. So this engine's actually set back like a foot from where it would have been in the Firebird suspension. So the hoses are really long for the power steering pump. So I can just unbolt this guy, zip tie it here to the nose, let it hang in free air. That way I don't have to drain it out. That'll be good. And then everything else will be good to come out after that. I got the starter wires off, which was a pain. I got all this stuff down here, disconnected carburetors off. We need to, oh, did that just pull apart the throttle linkage? Great. Oh, I think it'll be all right. I am going to drop the manifolds off, like I said. And after we do that, I just got to get under there, unbutton the display, the transmission, the inspection cover, take that off, unbolt the flywheel flex plate from the converter, should be 3 bolts, and then everything should be off, and then we just got to do the 2 motor mount bolts and the bell housing bolts and should be able to pluck this guy right out of here without too much struggle, I wouldn't imagine, just because there's so much room under the hood here. Jumped ahead just a little bit here because I had to do a bunch of wrestling with stuff, but I've got the exhaust unbolted. I unbolted the torque converter, which looks like it's brand new, and I unbolted the back of the engine. All the bolts are out, aren't they? Wait a minute, is that another bolt? No, that's the pin. So I got all the bolts out of it, and the bolts are out of the motor mounts. I took the oil cooler apart, which was a huge fiasco. I dumped oil all down the front of the car, and it's draining on the ground right now. But the power steering is off, like I said before. Manifolds are off. The oil lines are zip tied to the top of the engine, so they'll come with it. I unhooked the shifter just so it's not flailing around. I'm pretty sure everything is loose, and if I pick it up a little bit, I got the transmission sitting on a jack, so it shouldn't fall down. I should check that, because it's not an old jack, but it should be okay. Yeah, I got like a jack with a plate. So that's on a plate, so it can't fall off. So that's holding that where it's got to be. I think I'm ready to start trying to pick it here. It's real close to the nose, so I got to be real careful of that. And I put some tape on some things here to try to keep it safe, but I think we are in the let's start yanking it and see what happens phase. That's what she said. Okay, we're taking weight. Why won't it? Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're off the motor mounts there. Let's stay there. Am I touching the nose? Nope. Let's stay there. Let me make sure I don't got to jack up my transmission jack anymore, which I probably do. Yep. Okay, got some weight on the transmission. Actually, I put a little bit more weight on the transmission. I can probably let the engine down a little bit then and try to wiggle her free. I don't see any bolts left on this side. Am I off the mounts? Oh boy. Oop. It's something just happened. I think it just started to come loose on that side. Something. Why is it going that way? Put some dangle on it. Okay, it's wiggling out of the transmission. I think I just need to take a little bar or screwdriver and get her off the dowel pins. Okay, we're free of the dowel pin on that side. Whoa, there we go. We are free. Let me pull the head just a little bit. Whoa, easy. Oh, there goes a bunch of coolant everywhere, dang it. Oh, I got the jug under it. It's catching most of it. Nice. Nice. Man, saved the day on that one. Woo! The engine immediately tipped forward. Unfreaking believable. And my coolant jug is almost full, so it's not going to take much more. I think I can go up a little bit. Okay, I don't know why it wants to go that way. Must be the engine crane wants to take it that way. Okay, it's still leaking into the bucket, sort of. How are we looking over here? Be a lot nicer if it would go this way a little bit. Oh, vacuum line. Okay, I think we're pretty much free and clear. And back up. Oh, puking. It's puking. Going up. It's going up. Yeah, we're free and clear of everything. The floor slopes, so this thing wants to get all screw jiggy, but what's that scratching noise? Okay, can I come ahead just a little bit? Yep. Okay. Next question is, are we going to be able to get high enough to get over the nose of the car? That's going to be the next question. I think so, because this cherry picker was pretty tall. Are we looking? Are we dragging anything as the tranny line? It would be nice to come out the side, but I can't. Gotta go out the front. Yeah. Oh, come on. Freaking coolant. It's still hitting the jug. Still hitting the jug. Wish I had some kind of cap to put on there, but look at that. She's hanging tall and proud right there. So let's back it on up. Up a little bit more. Booyah! That's what I'm talking about right there. We got it. That is some cherry picking action right there, baby. Woo! Who says you need a whole crew when you can do it yourself? Look at that. Bam! Oh, what a disaster. This is, actually, it's not too bad. What a mess. The tranny's good. The torque converter is pushed in. Nice. We've got a little mixture of oil and gas and everything nice everywhere, but the engine is out. I got to get another jug to put some antifreeze in because it's right to the brim. But we got it out without dropping it on the car. That was the first order of business, is not dropping it on the car. Didn't drop the transmission. I'm going to have to shore that jack up somehow so that doesn't collapse on me over the weekend, or over the night, I mean. And then clean up this mess, which isn't very bad at all. So here's the engine. It's 400 small block. It's got the weighted flywheel. The weights are welded on the backside. And I did order some parts for it. I'm going to get rid of the chrome oil pan, put the original oil pan back on it, which I have, that my dad took off for whatever reason. I got a new real nice Felpro gasket. See, we're not too much of a mess under here. We're going to paint it up, paint it Chevy orange. I got some more parts coming. This guy's got to come off, and then it's going to get a flywheel. Is the crank. There's the crank hole. I got to get a bushing for the crank. Right there, you see it has no bushing in it. Which did I order? I don't remember. But I will be cleaning a bunch of stuff up and painting the Chevy orange. I got to put the fuel pump and all the front accessories from this on the Blueprint engine, motor mounts. Other than that, this is going to be ready to go into C10 once I take the front stuff off. So I'm going to leave the distributor and everything. Just put it on a stand, and then we'll play around with it on the engine stand. But she's out. That guy fell off the crate, or fell off my cart. I was trying to move it over, but luckily it didn't fall out of the crate, so got to deal with that. But we got her. Man, what a fiasco. What a fiasco. Here's my debauchery angle here. But I've had about all the excitement I can take for one day. This was a one-day engine pulling operation here. Actually, it was, when did I start? I've got about, I only got about 6.5, 7 hours in it probably altogether. So not too bad. Laid all the parts out here, and then next time we're gonna start getting this Blueprint engine ready to go in. I'm just gonna clean all this mess up in here, clean up everything under the car. I wonder if I should, I'm waiting on headers. I wish I'd got my new headers to see if they're gonna fit, because I don't really want to cut these exhaust pipes if I don't have to. But I might cut them back here where I could easily reattach them and re-weld them, and then do what I gotta do for head pipes. I might cut them right out of the way and then reestablish action. From then, worst comes to worst, I just weld them back on where they were with the ram's horn manifolds. But I think the block hugger headers will fit that I ordered for it. I got to play around with some electrical here, redo some of that. I'm going to put all new battery cables on this thing. My dad had these shielded cables, and I think that might be part of the problem, and the cables aren't really big enough. And I found the ground on the battery was, like, not very tight, so that could have been part of my electrical issue when I went to start this, the other video. Not having a good ground, and that's why it jumped and ran, but got a bunch of electrical stuff I gotta do. Might have to put a battery in it. I need to put a master cylinder in it, which I have coming. And we're gonna get rid of the oil cooler, like I said. Power steering is all good to go there, ready to go back on. I'm gonna monkey around with the radiator over there, fix that up, change the expansion tank so it's not such a hassle to get that back in. But everything else is pretty much mint here. Transmission's good. I might order a front seal, and I'm contemplating ordering a new torque converter. I got to see what they cost. This one, like I said in the other video, I think this one, once in a while, it idles down a lot when it's in gear at stoplights, which I've had other torque converters do, and it's got like 30-something thousand miles on it. So I might buy a newer converter. But then when I was disassembling this, I found a bunch of vacuum leaks, like the PCV valve was loose on the carburetor. This line to run the transmission was dry rotted. So part of the idling down issue could have been vacuum leaks, and the carburetor wasn't really tight on the intake. The gasket had it wasn't real tight, so I mean, now is the time to change it if I'm going to change it, because I can't, it'd be a pain to get the transmission out of the car later. I definitely think I want to change the input shaft seal on the transmission just because I'm here, and that would be the smart thing to do. And ask me how I know. I didn't change the seal on my 77 F250, and that pukes transmission fluid all the time. So I might put a converter in it before we put the engine back in it, but I'm going to see how soon I can get one, if I can get one for this. The blueprint engine instruction says for this engine here, you can run a stock converter, and they're hopped up ones, a little bit hopped up ones. They put like 2200 stall in it, and I'm not even sure what factory stall is, maybe like 16 to 1800, I don't know. I'm going to look at Summit and see what they got. But getting this guy out of here was a big thing, and it's going to get swapped over to standard mode. Go in the, what do you call it? Go in the C10 truck in a month or so. So, bam. I'm shot. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Probably still working on the Buick, getting that new engine dumped in there. And you'll see it here at the Quick Speed Shop. Bam.